Hello and welcome to Future Procurement. My name is Robert Freeman, and in our Future Procurement podcast we talk about procurement, purchasing and supply chain management and share the big ideas and experience from procurement leaders all around the world. And today I'm very happy to welcome to our show Felix Garai, who is managing partner at Quadrus Concept. He's coming from Romania, and Felix is really experienced in lean implementation, and he's having long experience in logistics. And with a demonstrated history of working in the automotive, pharmaceutical, EMS industries, and so on. Felix, welcome to Future Procurement Podcast.
Hello to everyone. Hello, Robert. Thank you for the invitation.
Very happy to have you here. We were chatting a little bit before, and finally you are here on our podcast. Great to have you.
Thank you for allowing me here.
Felix, before we can start digging into your current activities and the ideas for the future, please tell us a bit about your background. And I know you have quite broad and long experience. So how did you come to the place where you are now?
Well, I started in Romania in '98 when I joined to Solectron, was the first American company opening in Timișoara an EMS facility. I was among the first one who attended, and I consider myself lucky because I had the chance to learn from by experiencing different things from people who really know what it means to work in industrial field. I was growing very fast in the organization, starting in manufacturing and soon after that joining logistics, where I become responsible for all the material inventory as an inventory manager, with also controlling all the material in the factory in terms of movement and in terms of system. After that, soon I was searched by headhunters, let's say like that, and I moved to Hungary for competition for Flextronic when I worked as a supply chain manager for a short time, and after that I moved to pharma, which was completely new for me. A very interesting industry as a logistic manager for a pharmaceutical, for a syringe filling, very important product for the market. Quite big in a ramp up factory. Well, I stay long enough because my wife could not talk Hungarian, so I had to come home. Because it is not easy language. It is very difficult.
Hungarian. Sometimes I think that Hungarian language is like the aliens who come from nowhere. In the middle of Europe. I'm sorry for all Hungarians who are listening to our podcast. Sorry.
I have a little Hungarian blood from my father, so I know how to talk. I don't know how to write.
But it's very complicated language.
It is. And after that, I come back home, trying to build a company with the company owner here, building a startup company, packaging in a different industry. And after 1 year, I joined to automotive because it was a very interesting position in a Japanese factory as a logistics and purchasing manager. Which also was a very fast-growing company, and I stayed with them for almost 6 years, learning a lot, implementing SAP, and I had a lot of challenges there as a supply chain manager, as a purchasing manager as well. And then I joined to another 2 companies, working also Valeo and Male in automotive. With the last one, I was appointed as a business excellence manager, taking care about general lean implementation in the factory, and as well helping other departments to grow, like logistics and a little bit of finance and a little bit of manufacturing with my knowledge. And from this position, this was my role. And 2 years ago, I started my own company. I started to develop a software, a platform, which is the company is Quadrus Concept. The platform is called LOT, Logical Organized Transport. Based on my past experience, when I saw many of the companies are using let's say, ad hoc methods, Excel and so on, to put quite a big part of their of the transport cost like this to manage it. And it was very difficult. For me, at least, I didn't have any visibility. And I said, okay, I will offer this platform. Initially was intended to be a small platform only for controlling the cost. And after that, at the request of my customers, I start to grow the platform. And now it's more like a relation management platform when suppliers and customer can see each other, can see what good, when is the good, where is the transport, where is when arrived. They can plan. They can make dock scheduling. They can plan resources for the transport. Of course, that they can control the cost, because this is important. And of course, I am a supply chain who was very much oriented to cost saving. So my whole life I had the fact you have to cut the cost.
Exactly.
So it is in my blood to actually look how to optimize this one. So in the platform, I built some tools. Some of them, it's available immediately as you use it, like, for example, linear cost model, which you can simulate and you can see which from your destination are more expensive, and you can start to put question if it's okay or not.
So it gives you online evaluation.
Yes, and of course, you can also see as a manager your fluctuation of pricing when it's go up and down, like the market price is similar. You see a small arrow, okay, it's up or down, and as much as your lead time, real lead time versus the theoretical lead time. So you can.
Fantastic. So it gives this visibility. Also, does it benchmark online?
Well, the benchmark, it's possible. Yes, it's possible. I had some reluctant customer to offer this one, because to benchmark, you also need to allow your data to be benchmarked. It doesn't mean that it's saying that you have a good price or not. It's putting in a big pot, and then from this big pot, you can say, okay, for this destination, let's say transport by air between Hong Kong and Paris. Okay, best. Smaller price, biggest price, then you are somewhere in the middle where you are, but doesn't give you the what is behind. You have a special transport condition. Maybe you transport dangerous good, or you transport something which is more expensive, and then of course you have to have some different fee in terms of so it doesn't give you this one, but just give you an indication about where you are if you accept to be part of this benchmark.
So we all understood that logical organized transport, LOT, is your main passion today, and this is where you are really now. And talking to you before the interview, I really was excited how much soul did you have in this company, and all your knowledge and all your experience is in there. And that's why you said also about the cost benchmark and things and things like that. RFQ integrated, I have seen that it's a part of it.
Yes, it's
so it's fantastic. Can you describe the technology a little bit, how it works, and maybe using the example, if we have Timișoara is a place where you are now, right?
Yes,
and I'm in Vienna. Imagine that we have supplier and the sub-supplier in Vienna and in Timișoara. How does it work?
The platform, it's a cloud-based platform, which allowed me an easy integration, so you don't need to install anything on your side.
Okay.
All the data, it's protected, and it's basically all the communication, it's secure. Basically, I'm using the best securing certificate what you can have on the market today, which means it's like the bank. It's the same level as a bank today. When you talk about security, this allowed me to put inside of this cloud, in this to grow very fast. So what it means that everybody who's requesting me something new inside, okay, I would like to have this data available, this kind of report, immediately it's available for everybody else to use it, which means it's not only a platform to share the goods and to know where it is, but it's also sharing indirectly the knowledge in the supply chain. It means if you are in Austria and you want to see a different report, maybe you want to have a different kind of data inside, you request me this data, I will make it, but it's not only for you, it will be available for everybody else who want to use this kind of report, this kind of this data. Of course, and this is how the platform is supposed to grow in terms of knowledge and in terms. That's why it's not so small anymore. And this is how I actually grow till now the platform. This is very easy for a partner. When the partner is in, he only requests me via my website to join to the platform. After we discuss and we agree the financial term, I approve to enter inside. This is 1 minute or 2 minutes in via all in cloud. And after that, he is the owner of the whole platform. He can invite all his partners or his, for example, if you are a partner in Austria, I can invite you from Timișoara to join to the platform. You can see, as I see, the same menus, the same. We see each other as a partner. If you invite another partner, of course, I cannot see that, but you will see as yourself. It's kind of LinkedIn if you want.
Okay.
It's based on invitation. The partner will say, okay, yes or no. If he's joining the platform, he's not joining, is not a problem. You still can work with it. And after that, you can share this information and you can build up together with the partner all the supply chain, what you need. You can put what kind of goods you transfer, what packaging you want to put there. You can say when you're supposed to be picked up, which hour, which date. Sometimes the calendar is tricky for some countries, not so easy to know. Okay, what is the standard transport mode? If you need an exceptional transport, for example, you need the goods much urgently, you can measure the performance of your transport, not only in relation to you, but also when he is available to your supplier. You can request, you can have, you can put, not constraint, but you can put warnings to the transport company what kind of safety rules you have in your factories. For example, safety in terms of you are not supposed to come with fire to smoke, or safety in terms of product safety, like your product, it's ESD, electrostatic, you know.
Exactly.
Or you can have different kind of environment that you're supposed to have safety shoes or safety helmet in your factory. All this you can put it in the platform, and then it make it easy for the customer, for the transport company to know what is your condition or what is your supplier condition when it is going there to pick up the goods.
All these small details matter. And then what really impressed me in the presentation you have sent me a little bit before was this customer-friendly or client-friendly interface that you have. Maybe you can elaborate a little bit about that.
Yes, we are at the version 2, and probably I will grow again version 3, because ergonomic and interface is very important. You know, I'm trying to be like iPhone, to have only one button. Unfortunately, I didn't get there, but I'm trying. So I try to build this solution as user-friendly as possible, with very simple menus, easy to load. It's very granulated, so access, for example, you can have access from the warehouse, the people who's loading and unloading the goods, to only one menu, to only one screen, easy to handle. He doesn't need to know everything.
Exactly, that's also what irritated me in some other systems, that until I get to the screen that I need, it takes so much time. And so here you can customize for every person, yes, the view.
Yes, it's very easy, because this is how I build. For example, when the goods arrive to your gate, the gatekeeper, he has to see on your screen, and he has to push only one button, which looks like a truck arrived. That's all you need to do. So it's as much as possible, I try to make it user friendly and easy for to be used, because otherwise people today doesn't have time and patience. You know, we want to be everything ready in the next second and to respond in the next 1-2 seconds. Otherwise, it's not important for us. This is how we are reacting to this changing, to this new Facebook and so on. Everything needs to be fast, easy, and not further than 3 clicks.
I like it, and it's really important to have intuitive screen when I look at it, and also it isn't up the education, if you want. How is it? Maybe you can elaborate a little bit more about the way to install it. You said it takes 1 minute to give the access. So this is already fantastic. It's cloud-based. It's also really good because you don't need to install any software to every computer or whatsoever. And for some companies, what we discussed before the podcast, that it can be a limitation. So yeah, but at least for me, it sounds like a really, really big advantage actually. And also that you can access it from any device with internet, more or less, right?
Yeah, we discuss a lot about the Internet of Things philosophy, the new industrial revolution, what we want to what will come. It's clear, it's here. And we discuss about, okay, how we will integrate better these systems together to be able to get the maximum out of it and to automatize and to use people into more delicate tasks than into tasks which are repetitive. This is how I see in the next future. Unfortunately, not all the companies are supporting this one because most of them are afraid of cloud. Afraid, it's not correctly. It is very difficult for them to turn so easily. They are big companies. They have a clear IT structure, which they put it in 10 years, 20 years. They build it step by step. It's a solid network. And they are a little bit afraid not having the data in the same premises as they want. Of course, we can install this version on premises as well. But it will lose the easiness. Let's say I have to go there to install, to be able to open a VPN line and then to install it on the server of the customer. Can be done, this one. But I prefer to look for the future and to say, okay, in the future, the cloud will be the let's say, as I see it in logistics, will be the future. Cloud-based systems which are allowing you in 1 minute to join, to have all the benefit. If you want to extend that one, you just click away and you said, I would like to have this and this feature more. You will have it in the next minute. Easy to configure it exactly as you need, but you can do this one, basically clicking here and here, you can make it as you like it. So this is how I see it will be in the future. And I
fully agree.
And then it will be easy if one people go to next company, he will use kind of the same platform and he will know from the first moment, I know this platform, it's easy, I can here, okay. It will be very, like today, if you are asking my daughter, she's perfect in Facebook. So
yeah, exactly.
She learned from doing small things and she's, let's say now a master in how to build and how to request and what to do in Facebook. I'm not so good in it. But this is how the new generation come in, and this is how they learn to use this kind of platform. And this is what I want to offer to them, a chance to be a similar one in logistics. And I hope I will have enough customers to be able to prove that it works like this.
That's fantastic. Can you say a little bit more about, you touch the customers. Who is your typical customer? Which size of companies is the best to as a customer of yours or as a partners with you? Is this platform, how long is it tested, and can our listeners trust if they decide to go for such kind of platform? Why do they choose you comparing to the other competitors that you have? Do you have maybe some good examples as well?
Most of my customers are in EMS and automotive industry. I hope I have from pharma as well and from other industries. Typical customers are above 1 million euro logistics transport cost. This is usually per year. I can have also smaller customer. It's not a problem. Usually the platform, it's a little bit too sophisticated for them because they say, okay, I can manage this in Excel. Why should I? So I don't want to. It has too many benefits which they don't. Sometimes they said, okay, I don't need it. But for the one which over 1 million, it's usually there and can manage the whole logistics and the transport. It is better if you have several like a corporation. You have, I don't know, 10 or 20 sites in Europe. then you can really use the platform to really make synergies between the sites, and you can see, okay, site from Romania with a site from Austria with a site from Czech Republic, which is the best, how to compare. You can make statistical analysis, you can make, for example, clustering, and to see if I group these together and I make a hub in France, then all the collection from France come to this hub, and then I distribute it to these 3 sites. What will be my benefit? And
you can test it in your platform, right?
Test this one, yeah. So the best is to have a big corporation. Unfortunately, for big corporation, the time to decide this one is usually 6 months to 1 year. But I'm expecting a site as well. One site, it's easy for them to control, and very easy to control premium freight, everything which is not normal. Very easy to know, okay, who requested, to have easy benchmark. Okay, I need 5 companies. I request quotation from 5 companies. I get all the 5. I do again and again till I'm satisfied. I choose one. It's easy. Everything is transparent. So
you mentioned before we started this interview some of the examples, or for you the most sexy thing, as I understood, is the savings, right? Can you share some of the examples of how these savings can be generated, and maybe some examples that you already had?
A little bit of, not joking, but usually this is what I propose to the customers. So I said the following: after 1 year, I come to your premises and I make free consulting to you. And I show to you how much money you can save in logistics with your own data using this one. And I can show you how to do it. And if this is bigger than what you already pay for me, I take 10% from the savings for 1 year. I said, okay, so just give me this job. But usually the companies has a potential between 0.5, 1%, up to 15% from logistic cost. Of course, this is depending a lot about how often they do and how transparent and how correctly is done the quotations. What is the process to control premium freight? How they control the loading, unloading, if they have really... So there's a lot of things inside which you have to take in consideration when you are... you cannot do it by a click. Okay, I'm looking to a company and you say, okay, you can have 5% cost reduction. But for every company which I worked for, I could do cost saving. It was no company which I said I cannot do. If I'm looking to your data with this kind of data, I cannot reduce your cost. It was not such a company. I never met one.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and it's very bold statement. So I think it's really worth contacting you immediately. I mean, it's with such statement, there is no reason to say no, right?
Well, yes, I hope so. The customer will come, and I can prove that when they work with the platform, they will have the chance to see how to do. Because I also want to teach the customer, okay, how to do with the data. How should I look to the data, and how should I search this data in order to do by myself this kind of in the future? So I do come for one consulting, but after that, you can do your own consulting at home, and you can reduce the cost and look to the cost, be critical to, and try to think, okay, how should I manage this one in order to be more efficient? I don't want to put more pressure to the transport companies, but I would like to reduce the waste, which is we have it in logistics.
Tell us maybe a few main top 3, top 5 examples of the savings that you see in most of the companies that you were consulting.
I start with the basics. Most of them do not control the invoices coming from the transport company. Most of them.
Agree, yeah.
And then, because it's too long time, it's very difficult, too many invoices, too many paper, and so on. Then the second one, even if they have a process for the premium freight, the process is not well managed. It means they request only 1-2 quotation from well-known companies, exactly, without requesting, I'd say 5 or 6 or 7, benefiting from a strong pool of transport company. Some of them for example, specialized in narrow services, offering a very good price.
Yeah.
For the same one, they request all the time from the same one. And then it is about a little bit more soft measure, let's say. None of them is looking how much my transport companies are waiting in front of my gate. This waiting time, it's paid by them. It's not paid by anybody. Someone need to pay, otherwise the transport company will go bankruptcy. Exactly. So if I'm looking to this waste and I start to measure it, okay, why the transport guy is sitting in front of my gate? He's doing nothing. He's not earning money. So I have to pay, in a way, this kind of staging time. Mm-hmm. Then I'm looking also internally, how much time it's for me, am I measuring the performance of my loading, unloading activity, how well I perform, can I measure it, can I say, okay, what is my target, if I reach it or not? This is also something. And sometimes I'm looking also to the cost from the courier express, the small parcel delivery, you know. Okay. There's quite a lot of small parcel delivery from big companies, and they also have partners, and they all deliver with the same one. And when I said you can be selective, you can choose this partner for this destination, as you have the quotation, better quotation like this.
Exactly, and you have the system to make this simple quotation, because probably the reason why they don't do it is not because they are stupid or they don't care, but because it takes a lot of time. Right?
Exactly. It's about time. It's about because they are under pressure. Everybody's under pressure to start working fast, and of course nobody's have time to really look to see, okay, this is my quote, this is better than the other one, so I put it there. Just put the first one and go. So all this one, it's something which I see immediately. If we are talking about statistical analysis to see, okay, what is the milk run concept and how you should run a milk run inside of your company to benefit, how should you group your goods in order to be able maybe to do cross-docking operations somewhere you need or not. So you pay for that, but is it still okay for you? This is a little bit more, let's say, not available immediately. You have to look a little bit to your data. You have to be able to see how your price, what is your volume per year, from where this volume is coming, where is your supply network posted on the map. How can you group these two together? It makes sense, grouping, and so on and so on. So this is a little bit, you have to analyze a little bit. You have to look a little bit to your entire supply chain, and then to see. And of course, then it's coming to more sophisticated. Shall I look for another supplier? Shall I look for a supplier which is nearby me, and then I can reduce the cost? What will be the cost of changing? And that's a little bit more complicated. But
fantastic.
This is a job of a supply chain or a logistic manager should be constantly looking for improvement. This is my view. Okay, I should manage my department, I should manage my activities, but also I should allocate time for improvements.
That's really fantastic. And you know, Felix, honestly, I'm now smiling like a kid. And the reason why is just like listening to you. I just imagine how valuable is your knowledge that you have got, because this podcast we are having for procurement, supply chain, purchasing professionals who are willing to find the motivation and the energy for themselves. And this is like a super, super fantastic example of the person who have collected the knowledge from so many areas, from supply chain management, from logistics, from lean improvements, and now you put them all together. And when I listen to you, I'm really impressed how well have you put it all together in this tool, made it intuitive and customer friendly. And I mean, this is really, really really powerful tool you have done then, knowing the customer from inside and knowing all the potential improvements you can do with cost, with bringing value, and so on. So this is really, I'm impressed, honestly. Really nice.
Well, then it's a long job. It's not something which is...
Exactly.
I believe
it sounds very simple, but it's you know how people say that it's very difficult to make the things simple, and I think this is what you strive for, right?
Yes, correctly.
Great. Coming now close to the end of this podcast episode, maybe you can mention how can people find you, and also you said about how many languages is it translated to. I think it's also nice to know.
Yes, I said it's more a relationship software than a software for logistics. So I try to keep to translate it. I translate it in 15 languages.
Wow.
In order to be able that a customer should be, or a supplier, or anybody who is invited in this platform to be comfortable in his own language to accessing. I hope I did a good translation in Chinese and Japanese because I don't know these languages. But external company helped me to do this one. I'm also willing to continuously this job of translating and adding value added to this platform, because this is, as you can see, I'm passionate about it.
About continuous improvement, huh?
Yes.
That's also one of the lean methodologies.
Correct. But I think we should adopt it in all the areas, and I think logistics and lean has a lot to do together. Starting
Fantastic.
from, yeah, it's a big field of improvement which can be applied. And it's very easy to find me. I have we have a website. When I have a contact there, I can be contacted by any customer anytime. I will respond to any customer, of course, and I can guide how to join to this application. I can explain what is the benefit, and of course, if my customer requests anything new, I will be glad to do it, because everybody will benefit from it. So we will grow like this.
Personal support from the executive of the company.
I was thinking
Super.
So for promoting this tool with support of consultant companies, which helped me to grow like a partnership, So because I cannot be everywhere, and I am aware that I have quite a limitation in terms of time and in terms of capability to cover needs. So if consultant companies find it interesting, it will be easy to join to a partnership program with us, to be able to put this tool in a customer, to jointly discuss with the customer the opportunities, to also give guidance to the customer how to implement, as well to support with the consulting it in reducing the cost, which I'm doing now with my local customers, can be done worldwide from any consultant company, I believe, with success.
Thank you so much, Felix, for joining us.
Thank you, Robert.
I love my podcast more and more, and specifically for the chance to talk to such people as Felix. So I remind to you, my dear listener, that today we were talking to Felix Garai, who is a managing partner at Quadrus Concept, who has experience in lean logistic and cost management and things like that, and put it all together to Q-Lot system. I will attach the link to the Lot platform, where you can really optimize your logistic and particularly transport costs by far. And if you decide to install Lot platform at your enterprise, just mention Future Procurement to Felix and you will receive a significant double-digit discount from him. So it's worth mentioning. My name is Robert Freeman, and this was Future Procurement. Talk to you soon.